it's great to be here in BA. Lots of memories here. It's the only town that I know of that bases their entire culture on Christmas lights and Bass Pro Shops. It was literally the first thing I saw when I got off the highway. It looks like a tourist attraction because there's like a hotel right next to it. It's just amazing to think that there's someone out there, probably Florida, that is like super excited for their Bass Pros vacation. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited to be here. This is my first ever variety show. So, a little bit about me. I'm a student at OSU. I live in St. Louis. I've got a cute little parrot, and everything I just said was a lie! Gotcha. Yep, it turns out I could lie the entire time. I kind of have to be able to because a large part of what comedians say isn't true at all, and unless it is, it makes it a million times funnier. So, I know what you all are thinking. Yes, this is my real voice, and yes, Truth is my actual name. It's not like a stage name I go by, or it's not like a middle name I go by. People who go by their middle names, they're always so pretentious about it. They always introduce themselves first before you can say hi, and they're like, "Hello, my name is McQuaid, and I have a zebra."
Oh my goodness! I can't believe you just said that.
It was the only fancy middle name I could think of. Sorry. All right, so having the name Truth is pretty cool. I mean, it's really interesting and really, really rare. I've only met 6 other people who have met someone named Truth, and half of them just didn't recognize me at first. Having the name Truth is nice, but the one big downside is that having a name like mine makes people think that they're funny. So whenever I introduce myself to people, they always make the same joke. I say, "Hi, my name is Truth," like a normal, good-willed person, and they go, "Well, is that the truth?" Yeah, I know, that's bad, right? Now imagine hearing that over and over for 20 years. Everyone always makes that joke. But one good side of that is that it's like my default icebreaker. People always ask me, "Truth, how'd you get your name?" And I say, "I don't know, I wasn't there." My mom told me the story, and short story long, my mom wanted my name to be biblical, and my dad wanted my name to be stoic, like a word. And so they agreed on Truth. A long story short, my mom is a Christian and my dad's a pothead. It kind of makes sense why they got divorced. It's okay, I'm over it. I knew the entire time. No, I'm not over it. I'm still thinking about it. No, I'm just kidding. I'll think of my next joke. So Truth being my name, I was like, well, I feel like they didn't really think about that long. I mean, there could have been any other word that no one would make a joke about. But if I named a kid, I would take it very seriously. I mean, to have an identity is to have a name. I messed that up. To have a name is to have an identity. George Washington probably said that. And I would name my kid after something I really loved. Something near and dear to my heart, like SpongeBob. I sure do love SpongeBob. And let me clarify, watching SpongeBob as a kid doesn't make you stupid, and it doesn't make you gay. Watching VeggieTales is what made me gay. So, I grew up in Oklahoma, surprisingly, and I was raised by my mom and dad in OKC. I grew up in a humble neighborhood, El Ghetto, if you will. Well, actually, it was more like several humble neighborhoods, Los Ghettos, if you will. My childhood was mostly pleasant. I wasn't really picked on that often. I've always been a bit of a show-off. I thought for some reason that standing still and holding my breath and making my face turn red was a talent. So when show and tell came around, I was like, and I blew out my eye socket. So that was great, a great memory. But I do remember one time I got picked on. I was drawing a picture with a yellow crayon, and this one kid said, yellow is a girl color. And I was drawing a banana. And I said, yellow can't be a girl color. Girl colors don't have boobs. I stood up for myself, and I was taught that by my mom. She did most of the raising, hence a divorce. But I don't think she expected me to catch on as early as I did, because one night I asked the question, Mom, why do I have to go to bed? And Mom, my dear, dear mother, she said, because God told me to be in charge of you. And I said, well, can't God tell you to be in charge of someone else? I was always a little weirdo. I remember, just to like show off that I could, I bit off the end of a pencil in front of my entire class. But despite our disagreements, me and my mom are a lot alike. I have her laugh, her hips, and one thing I really wish I didn't have is her celiac disease. For those of you who don't know, having celiac disease is like living constantly with your stomach on hard mode. And what it means is that if I eat anything with wheat, barley, or rye, I get really sick, which wouldn't be so bad if it wasn't in everything. Seriously, we have been making bread for a millennia, and we're just now like, this makes me poop my brains out. Every time someone offers me just a snack, I have to check the ingredients like a loser, and more often than not, there it is, in bold and all capitals, contains wheat. It feels like it's taunting me. It may as well say, nice try, Truth, eat a carrot, fatty. So I was diagnosed with celiac disease when I was 11. It was brutal. I was hiding cookies in my pocket like a junkie hiding pain meds. If I took too long in the bathroom, my mom would get suspicious. She'd be like, Truth, I found the Oreo packet. I know you're eating Oreos in there. And I'd be like, no, Mom, I'm just doing drugs. What makes matters worse is that no one ever remembers that I have celiac disease, which, made pizza parties really, really fun for me. I would go to a potluck, and I would ask if there was anything gluten-free there, and they'd be like, oh no, I'm so sorry, I forgot that you're a freak. Do you, we don't have anything, but do you want this bowl of stale apples? And so as I'm sitting in the corner with my bowl of stale apples, I think to myself, if I was lactose intolerant, people would remember. Yeah, there is a hierarchy of allergens. It goes at the top, there's the pollen, then nut allergy, dairy, I'm down here at gluten, and then there's the dog and cat allergies. I couldn't imagine being a dog person and like being allergic to them. That would be awful. Well, this is all a roundabout way of me coming out of the closet. A different closet. Calm down. I'm here to tell you all that I am gluten-free. It's not like I want to ask the waiter at Los Cabos if the tacos come in corn tortillas. I just have to know so my large intestine doesn't explode. Well, after I recover from long nights of bathroom time, after, inevitably breaking my fasting, I realized that being allergic to one ingredient that is in all food, it can't just be a genetically inconveniently hereditary disease. It had to be some sort of curse. Somebody made God really mad. And that's why I think that celiac disease is the 11th plague of Egypt. So, now picture this. After the Pharaoh's only son was killed, he had one last string of stubbornness. He goes, well, my son is dead, but at least I can enjoy his favorite snack. And cue Moses. Does it have wheat in it? All of the food in our nation has wheat in it. We're Egyptian, a-hole. Well, do I have news for you? Well, being celiac disease and working at a gym, it's got some pretty good benefits. I've been told this year that I lost a lot of weight, unbeknownst to me, which kind of feels like an indirect insult, like, oh, hey, you lost a lot of weight. And it's like, oh, hey, you thought I was fat. But let me clarify, I work at a gym, not out at a gym. Big difference, because when you work at a gym, you have to clean up after everyone else. Do we have any gym goers in here? Well, okay. Put your weights up back after you're done using them. You just got done doing like 50 reps. Now they're just suddenly too heavy to carry back. And I see people walk from the stall out into the gym without even looking at the sink. It's disgusting. And people just leave their paper towels all over the floor. I'm like, why did you need 5 paper towels? And also, I don't want to know. And every single day, I have to scrub pee off of the shower curtain. Yeah. It's gross hearing it. Imagine doing it literally every day, 5 days a week. Well, working at the gym kind of makes me anxious. I'm a bit of an anxious person. I'm generally happy, but I'm pretty anxious. I mean, one thing I really struggle with is my social anxiety. I mean, like, talking to a new person is like the same fear level for me as like being locked in a room with a venom-spitting cobra. For some reason, I just think that they're gonna say the most hurtful thing to me and it'll take me 5 years to get over it. But one thing that really makes me anxious is, and guilty too, is when I'm driving at a stoplight and there's a homeless person there and I don't have anything. And so I'm just staring and staring and staring. Oh God, he's coming over here. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. Oh wait, no, he was just taking change from someone else. Oh, I'm such a horrible person. I don't even have food. Okay, the light's green finally. Oh, I made eye contact, oh my God. I'm a good person, I swear. If I had cash on me, I would. But I mean, everything's in my credit account, as low as it is. Well, what else am I gonna talk about? Oh, cuss word, cuss word, cuss word, cuss word. No. Only drunk adults could laugh at that. Yeah, truth. When you wanted to be a stand-up comedian, you had to like remember the jokes. Now you're just standing here like, hey, truth, remember the joke, remember it. Okay, yeah, I remember it. So, no, I don't. Hold on. It gets clogged up in here. I have technical difficulties in my brain. So, I turned 21 last year. I joined the club. I gotta say though, it was pretty anticlimactic. Instead of Googling the first bar, instead of going to the first bar that I Googled and getting blackout drunk with 100 strangers, I decided to just go to the brew house with my family. It's not the coolest way to celebrate your 21st, but I wanted to have a working liver by the age of 30. Right. Now that I can drink beer legally, I have to drink gluten-free beer, as if my food palate wasn't lame enough. Imagine asking that for that at a bar. Like, hello, could I have a gluten-free beer? And they'd be like, well, of course. Would you like a coloring book and baking too? I'm just glad that there's no gluten-free wine, or else I could never go into an Olive Garden. You know, I kind of expected alcohol to taste better once I turned 21, and no, it's still really gross. The only difference now is it's legal and gross. And I often think to myself, you know, alcohol is much like the journey of life. It tastes spicy, bitter. It's often hard to swallow, but eventually you just get used to it. Another thing that usually makes me really anxious is like sneaking snacks into the movie theater. I never want to do it. I'm just always encouraged by my friends. As a kid, I was encouraged by my family to sneak snacks into the movie theater. It was nerve-wracking. And for some reason, we never got caught. Even though like my pocket was obviously filled with snacks, I don't know if they just don't care or don't notice. Sometimes my mom would hide candy and snacks in my little brother's baby carrier, and sometimes my little baby brother wasn't even in there. It was just a pile of candy wrapped in a blanket. But you know, I think the worst part of it is like trying to open it in the quietest part of the movie. I don't know why I think they'll know that I snuck it in. I just do, and so I'm just like, okay, got it open. I dropped it. And but I would have gladly taken snacks into Avatar 2. That movie was so long, I thought I was in school watching it. And it was the same movie, they just went to the ocean. And they did all of it again. They did all of it again. They did the humans coming to the planet. They did the humans and the avatars. They did you're a human, so we don't trust you. And then, the only thing different was the bad guy turned into the Avatar 2 people. And, you know, I always find it odd that in Hollywood, alien movies, the aliens always look humanoid. They're never really creative with it, unless it's a horror movie. But if they're like going to a different planet, they're always just humans. And that makes me think, does it only matter if the aliens are humanoid? Like, do they only help them if they, there was like a million different species in that movie. Like, just because they don't speak and have sentience, that's like, they want to help them? It doesn't make sense to me at all. Man. Well, I've been having a very fun time talking with you guys. You guys are great. Man, you know, sometimes I lie awake at night and I think, you know, if I wasn't gluten-free, I think I would just constantly buy donuts from Quick Trip, but they don't count because they're donuts from Quick Trip. It's not like I'm being seen spotted at like Krispy Kreme. I mean, you guys really don't know what you have. If I could eat gluten again, I would go to Buffalo Wild Wings and order all of the fried dough. I would go to Little Caesars and pay for a $5 pizza, because when you're gluten-free, you pay for a $14 pizza that is the size of your plate. And it's $14. Why? The small pizza that isn't gluten-free is $5. And it doesn't stop there. I can't even afford like 99-cent bread, because the gluten-free bread, even though it's like half the size of a regular loaf, is like $6. I can't even afford like poor people food. It's really bad. It's like I'm so high maintenance that my organs are high maintenance. It's ridiculous. Oh my gosh. Well, despite the fact that I have celiac disease, there are other interesting things about me. I walk on my toes a lot, as you can see, and there's an interesting story about that. I grew up on a farm, and I got too close to Bessie, our horse, and she kicked me right in the forehead. I was 3 years old. Yeah.
Is that before or after?
I lied again. Gotcha! No, the real reason is a lot more crazy. I just started doing it one day when I learned to walk. My mom didn't really know how to make heads or tails of it, and she took me to the doctor, and she was like, is there anything wrong with him? And they were like, no, he's just a kid. They do weird stuff. He'll grow out of it. I didn't grow out of it. And let's see. Another interesting thing about me, I don't have my wisdom teeth out, so I'm constantly just like, when will this become a problem? Because I feel it in the back of my jaw, and I'm like, is this bad? Because I've never heard of anyone who never took out their wisdom teeth before. So I'm like, am I gonna get tooth poisoning? It's crazy, man. Living in my brain, just constantly. The best day ever from SpongeBob song is just constantly playing in my head. So, growing up in Oklahoma, there's a lot of neat things that you can pick up. Like, everyone is very, very hospitable. Everyone here is so nice. One time, I have this huge muffler in the back of my car. I didn't put it on there. It was there when I got there, I swear. And it broke off. It just fell down, and it made the. It was more metallic than that. But I parked, and I was like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? My muffler fell off. And these two people, this very, very nice, elderly, very Western, middle-aged, old couple, they came over and they were like, hey, do you need help? And I was like, oh yeah, my muffler fell off. And they were like, oh, we have metal zip ties we just have them with us. Do you want us to help you? And I was like, yeah, awesome. That's so cool. I love growing up in Oklahoma. There is a musical about us, so that's pretty cool. And then Tulsa is good. There's a lot of trees and a building that also shares a name with a condiment, not continent. I don't think anybody goes to the Russia Hotel. Well, I'm Truth Grant, and I've had a rip in my pants this entire time. You guys have been great. Good night.
Woo!